Okay, this is the audience. I'm sharing my screen. Please confirm if you're able to see it. Hope my screen
Hi.
is visible.
Yes, Deepak.
Yes, catchy.
Thank you for confirmation. Okay, uh, thank you for joining it again. And this is the fifth sessions which we plan out of our six session series of Jira administration. And today's session was planned for app marketplace apps, but unfortunately because of the availability of the speakers, we thought to cover the REST API sessions which we postponed it because of the technical issues, uh, from the second sessions to the last one. So today I'm going to cover the entire REST API part, how we can create a project, getting the issue details, extracting some of the informations, updating all those things we are trying to see it here. This entire series was planned by the Mumbai chapter. I'm one of the leaders in the Mumbai chapter. Myself is Deepak Rai, and along with me we have Aradhana and Sarika. Thanks to Pune team who always contributed or who always helped us to make this possible. Without them, it was not even possible to achieve this much success. And thanks to you all as well who joined and made this entire series as a interactive sessions. So how we planned initially, we planned for the Jira basics, then we covered about the permission scheme, project configuration, security permissions, and cleanup, administration perspective. And last sessions we have planned for Rovo as well. So today I'm going to cover about the API structure, how we can make a REST API call, and how it will be fruitful for entire Jira administration journey. This is our Mumbai chapter WhatsApp group. Feel free to join it. There's a no spamming at all. We always use it for the conferences, webinars, virtual sessions, as well as for the technical questions. So it's purely related to your technical topics, what you want to do, the clarifications, or whenever we'll publish any events that is going to be shared here itself. So this is our WhatsApp group. These all speakers were involved, and last sessions was planned with Vivek Bera, where he is going to cover about Rovo. We'll start from the scratch, where how we can build the Rovo agents, and we'll see couple of use cases as well. Now, today's topic is Jira REST API, and before I jump into this, as we committed, we always trying to give gift vouchers to the audience who always being interactive as well as sharing posts on social media about the series, about the events and all. So last week is still pending with me, so maybe for today's sessions and last week's sessions we'll send out gift vouchers at the same time. I've already distributed for rest other sessions, but just last sessions and this one is pending. So we'll try to do it together. So make sure to create a buzz on social media, and whenever you're creating a post, feel free to tag us as well. Now, about me, I'm Deepak Rai, and I'm around 15 years of experience into the IT industry. I am also one of the YouTuber who creates content related to Atlassian ecosystem, as well as creating content related to the technical topics. Coming back to today's topic, what is Jira, right? What is API calls? So, if you heard about the API, you might aware of the at least about the API, right? How it looks, what all the structure is, what is there a how we can call it, configure it, everything we'll see it here. So for Jira API, when we are connecting with the Jira API, we have to even create one token. By using that token, we can connect with your Jira instance, and you can make a call either by using REST Postman or by using any other applications. This can be also useful for your automations journey whenever you wanted to send the web request. By using that, by using API calls, you can achieve it. So Jira platform has a very intuitive and easy to use interface. You can interact with the Jira via the UI or in the browser. For all its features, functions, how whichever you wanted to use it. But sometimes we don't have the UI interfaces where we are trying to connect with the Jira interfaces with some applications that is called as the middleware, and these middlewares plays a API calls where if you wanted to do any actions without UI by using this API calls, you can save it. So taking examples, you might wanted to automate certain tasks with Jira, such as creating a new issues. When a certain event happens in other applications or bulk update users from CSV file, operations such as these can be very difficult and inefficient to perform via the normal UI, where API comes in the picture. Okay, this is about me. Okay, now when I was talking about the API, first of all, what is API? Before we jump into the Jira API, first let's understand what is API. So API stands for the Application Programming Interface. It is a mechanism for an applications to allow you to connect with any or interact with any of those applications by using set of predefined structures or protocols. In other words, whenever we want to communicate within applications, ask it to perform certain actions or tasks, we can do it with the help of API. For example, when we are creating any projects, normally if we are going with the Jira UI, we can directly can go to the id.atlassian.com, and once the portal is open, we can start creating the project with the UI. But when we don't have the UI, where we don't have buttons, we don't have any interface where we can interact, we can always use API calls to interact with the applications and trying to create the projects directly with some interfaces. So this, for this sessions, I'm going to use Postman. If you have Postmans, you can even try it out by your own. Otherwise, there are a lot of tools are available online which you can also use it for making or for creating or calling any of these Jira API. So now, when we are talking about the Jira API, there are two versions are involved, version 2 and version 3, which offer the same collections of operations in Jira. However, version 3 provides supports for the Atlassian documentations format, that is ADF, in comments, including where comments are used in issues, issue links, and transitions resources. There are different types of APIs which provides the interface where we can do the interactions. There will be a multiple purpose of it. When we are using these type of API, either we can use it for the Jira REST API as well as for the development portal. So when we are talking about the what is Jira REST API, so it serves a platform. It also gives us the add-ons or apps for the Jira. It also help us to do CRUD operations, which means creating, reading, update, and delete. These all operations we can easily do it. In terms of automations, consider we have a flow. We wanted to perform bulk creation. Whenever issue transitions, we wanted to create a different folders. If company don't allow us to use direct activities, or we have lot of configurations to be done, we can directly add inside the REST body within the automations, and by using web send request, we can directly create or creation of the folders will be done easily. So that will be under Confluence. But taking an example of Jira, if you wanted to add multiple comments after some transitions, or if you wanted to perform some actions like whenever status changes, that can also be doable. So that's the reason we are calling as, if you want to create anything, we can create sorry, if you wanted to create anything, we can create, we can even extract these informations, updating for any issues, projects, or work items, that can be doable. And when we want, we can delete it. So these are the some of the use cases which user can leverage it for using REST API. It means creating and managing issues programmatically, retrieving project informations, and performing project related operations, like creation of tasks, creation of epics, creation of user story, as well as updating these user stories, and doing the modifications. And if we wanted to delete those things, we can also do it. Integrating with the CI/CD pipeline, that is continuous implementations, continuous development tools, customer supports platforms, as well as for reporting also, we can utilize it. And whenever we want to automate or manual task or repetitive task, that can also be used for this. When we are talking about the different types of API in Jira, it provides two types of APIs: Java API, which allow us to interact with the Java virtual machines that is running in the Java applications. We can access all those functions, data that are available in Jira with the Java API. And when we wanted to run these functionalities or data that is available in Jira with the Java API, such as creating issues, listening to the events, then the even interacting with the database directly, uh, even we can use it for Java API requires direct access to the JVM. It is only available when working with the Jira data center instance. When we are working with the cloud interfaces, we can use REST API, which allow us to interact with the Jira using HTTP protocol. And HTTP protocols consist of, there are a lot of methods are available, total 8 methods. And these 8 methods are like get, post, put, delete, patch, then we have update. So these are the methods. By using that, we can interact with the Jira applications. So it's available for both data center and cloud, and with minor differences between these two. Since we do not have a direct access to the Jira applications in the cloud, REST API is the only options for the Jira clouds, which will be used for REST API and making our life easier. Now, coming back to the benefits point of view, when we are using these APIs, so it allows administrator to automate tasks which I've covered, scripting, then the allowing the integrations. We can even integrate with the pager duty. We can create incidents. Even if we want, we can integrate with the fresh desk or Freshworks, or maybe we can use for the survey reporting like Mentimeter, or maybe any other application. So these all applications we can use it. Now, when we are working with the Jira REST API, so there are three protocols which we can use it for setting up the connections. And one is JWT, which is based calling its app scope, or JWT token, which is best used when calling REST API from the Forge or Connect frameworks. We also have second operations OAuth 2 authentications, and API tokens. So which we'll see it in practically in the sessions. For creating API tokens, first we have to create an API tokens through Jira Cloud, and by using these token IDs, we can connect with the applications to perform any actions. So this is the URL where you have to navigate into this. You will get two options: create API tokens, creating API tokens with the scope. These two options, these are already existing, my existing API tokens, which even you can revoke it if not required. When we are creating a API tokens, you will see this screen available. Along with that, if you are generating with the API token name, here we can provide the token name. Then the selecting applications we can, okay, let me show you. Test. So expires on 23rd September. I can keep this, or even you can change it to the later dates as well. So there is no limitations or foundations on it. Next, maybe I will use test 2. So select the applications. So sometimes when we want to create one API token for multiple applications under Jira umbrella or under Atlassian umbrella, you can select any applications. The scope will be limited to those applications itself, and it will also add these tokens to access the other applications. Even we can select the scope as well. If I'm selecting Jira, we can even restrict it to different options like asynchronous tasks. Then we have attachment sections. If we wanted to add avatars, these all scopes can be it means we can add restrictive permissions when we are using these tokens. But when you will have the other tokens, it's open for everything. Whatever we want, we can do it with the help of REST API. So I'm just creating for this one, create an API token Jira admin series.
And also, there's one more thing actually. I'm pretty sure Deepak is going to cover. Creating a API token with scope and creating a API token without scope. So the way you hit the API differs. So the base URL and everything would differ.
Yeah, thank you, Piyush. So once I will create this API token, we will have this ID generated. We will copy and paste it somewhere so that we'll use it for authentications. Done. Now I will open my Postman instance. Here we'll have basic authentications. I'm going to use the basic authentication as of now, where I will add my email ID, and post that will copy and paste same token ID. Now my setup is done, and after that we have to add the domain. So here you'll have all your project listed. One second. How we'll create your endpoints. Normally this is called as endpoints, and this is my authentications. In terms of authorizations, you will have many things like GWT bearer, then bearer token, digest auth, OAuth 1.0, OAuth 2.0. So see, totally depending on your security restrictions, you can add these type of authentications protocol. Some of the authentications we are setting up just for half an hour. So consider any of your external user wanted to access your environment. You cannot deny it because of the project's requirement. So sometimes we are providing the API token which is having expiry every half an hour. That token get expires. So this type of restrictions we can also build it when we have in-house, or when we are using on-prem version. So these are the different methods which we have. AWS signature, SOC authentications, these all are related to the Postman application itself. But in terms of Jira, we'll have these different options are available. Now, how we will build this end pointer? So these end pointers, so you'll get it from here. So till your domain name is the initial part, which we can paste it here. And after that, as a structure we are using REST API, and this is the version, which API version we are using. And after that, whichever operations you want, you can perform it. So uh, till here it is a part of structure. And after that, if I wanted to get the informations of issues, I will add the issues. If I wanted to get the informations about the project, I will add the project. And let me show you something. Okay. Okay. This is the overall documentations which Atlassian provides to you, where you will have different versions are available, V3, V2. They keeps updating these documentations on the regular basis. So whichever informations you want related to Atlassian API, you will get it from here. Along with that, I've also built a entire playlist on Jira REST API. So you'll also find it out here. The entire playlist is available. Welcome again. So to if this week this contains close to 64 videos, I try to cover each and everything in detail. So whenever you want, you can always refer this as well. So if you wanted to refer the documentations point of view, whichever versions you are using, you have to just select v3 or v2, any of those versions. And depending on your requirements, you can select the different sections. So if I wanted to get the informations on project, where we will have the link available here. So REST API 3 projects and then the project ID. So this is the further part. Before that, we have to add our domain, with which domain we are trying to get the informations, and rest other details you'll see it here. Even if you wanted to create a project, you will get a different URL. But with extractions, normally we are using get, and for creation of any projects we are using post method. So this is a basic part of REST API calls which we are using to create any projects, to create any issues and all. Post authentications are done. If you wanted to store any headers, you can add it here. And after that, we are jumping into the body part. Any questions from anyone?
Hey Deepak, this is Rakesh.
Yeah, Rakesh, please.
Basically, what is the difference between that V2 and V3, version 2, version 3, and how to select like which version should we select?
So see, in as I already mentioned, right? So V2 and V3 versions don't have much differences. V3 version is providing the Atlassian documents formatting, and they have the new features. See, they keeps updating the details like agile concept. You will get it in V3 versions, but all those agile concept is not available in V2 versions. So totally up to your requirements, you can select it which version is fruitful for you. Maybe I will just change it to V2.
Mhm.
Ye-
So Rakesh, more
Check.
like betas are there. There are many of the beta experimental. When they're actually completed and something like that, it's all passed out, all good. Then you can think as a V3. But the thing is, it doesn't matter you want to use the V2 or V3. Always try to have that REST slash API slash latest rather than providing V1 or V2. So always go with the latest. What is your API call? That will take care of everything.
Mhm. Okay, sure.
And there's one more thing. Sometimes when you're referring this documentations, right? Sometimes in some of the calls you will see this type of exclamation symbol. It means this method they have deprecated it. It will not work. So might be they are coming up with the new one. And you can see this is an experimental purpose. So this icon shows the experimental purpose icon, which is upcoming, or they're just trying to push into the beta version. So every times whenever they keeps updating the data or keeps updating this page, they always try to add informations related to that. And something, if it is not working, make sure to check this informations. So either it is going to be removed in sometimes, or that is already removed but they have not updated this page. So that's how it is.
Deepak, just one
Yes.
more thing. Actually.
Yeah.
So I see there are many people right now. How many of you are actually you have used API not for the plugin development, but probably I'll say with the scripting and all. I just want to know the audience actually. Probably Deepak also wants to know. I know a few are there, two or three I can count on. So who have actually used APIs? At least you were already counted. So anyone else who have not used the APIs yet? Okay, Mayank, I see you are there. Who else? I guess Rakesh probably. Yeah, I guess very few, but not okay. So yeah, one, two, almost three, four. So that's fine. So actually, this is something it really beneficial for you guys. Yeah, yeah, Rahul. Sorry, Deepak, go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now jumping into this. Let's try to get some project related information. Let me see which all projects I do have. Okay, fine. Let me try to get the project, all my projects, which is here. Okay. So this is my endpoint where I wanted to extract or get all my project details. Here I selected the get, then we have post, put, patch, delete, head options, all the HTTP methods. And this is my endpoint where I wanted to extract the informations. If you can see the structure, right, this is a purely a rest part where you can see the descriptions, the entire URL ID. This is a project ID. This one is a project key which we are using it. This is my project name. So if I wanted to get detail of only for this project, I will just copy and paste it here, where I will see informations related to this project itself. It will not show me other projects informations. Earlier, when I hit the commands or when I hit the send button, right, it was showing me everything, all my projects related informations, which contains my instance, entire instance, how many projects I do have, and all those details. Uh, Here, if I added this URL with the project ID, I will be able to see only details related to this project ID, which means my key name is MJ2025 and the project name is 2025, which contains my account ID details, avatar details, then the display name, components, which all issue types I do have. And if I will just copy and paste this entire URL, I will just see details related to this issue itself. See. So this is the descriptions of issue types 1003, and I can see this issue type name is task, then the icon URL, avatar ID, and then the other details. This is purely on the issue type of it. Maybe I will go back to the same previous one. I think it was okay. Maybe for this one 025. Okay, so in this project, I do have different issue types like subtask, subtask true. This is my user story, and my user story ID is 1002. Then project type, you can even see project type key, simplified, styled, is private, properties, everything is visible. Whatever is you needing. Normally, most of the thing is also you are able to see it by going more into the descriptive way. If you wanted to see about the resolution fields, you have to or add the URL or endpoints related to the resolution fields. So whichever resolutions fields you have inside your instance, you will see it everything there. If you wanted to see about the priority, you have to add the priority fields that you can make it from this document itself. So here you have to navigate it to the work item or issue. So this, sorry, not search issues, yeah, get issues. So we have to add issues and then the issue id. This is how. Then we have, maybe you can search it from here as well. Okay, see. So if you wanted to get the resolutions details, now I think it's deprecated for this one. Maybe we'll get resolutions. This URL will work. So here they don't have major change. They keeps updating some of the parts of the. So get resolutions field will give you all your resolutions which is existing into your Jira instance. Similar way, if we wanted to create any projects or any issues, we have to select post method from here. And URL point of view, I will just try to remove this and let's see what we can create it. Along with that, I will just minimize this. Here we have to add or include the body. So let's try to create one project using post method. For doing that, here I will add in curly braces this, which all fields will be required. So first questions it appears, which all fields will be required when we are creating a project. Anyone?
Project name, project key.
Any other required fields we have to add it? Okay. Okay. Let's try to keep with the minimalistic data where we will add some details so that our projects will looks simpler. So maybe I will try to create in other tab so that we, if we need anything, we can also get some details from this wizard. So I will just copy and paste it to here. Post method authorizations, I'll add it same. Now moving to the body. Okay, in between curly braces we'll try to add some fields which is needed or basic informations I wanted to add. So whenever we'll add this double quotes, right, you will see a field started adding based on the usage, how you have used it. After that I'm just adding this field, and after that I will add some comma. Next field I wanted to add as author id, so I will add next as author id. And this, because this is a numeric field, so I will add this one. It's trying to get the previous or from the history data, because postman is remembering some of the data which it remembers, it is giving to us. So we'll add comma. Next field I wanted to add some descriptions to be included while creating the issues. So here I will add descriptions. Other field is available for me. I will just add a description about the project. So Jira admin series session 5. Now, uh, the important and mandatory part is coming in the next fields, which is key. So here, when I will add key, within the key, we have to provide a key for that so that it will be included as a required field. So let me add here as a JASS5, maybe JASS. Okay, that's fine. You can add anything. I'm just I try to get it. Normally when we are creating a project in Jira, it always takes first alphabet of every word, whatever project name we are giving. So here, and next field I wanted to include as a lead account ID, because this is a mandatory fields. Without that we won't be able to create any projects. So this is my numeric character which is generated into the database. This is my ID because I'm the administrator of this accounts. Normally you have to get these fields from the get request. So whenever you send any project related informations, you can see account ID is available here. So you have to copy and paste it while creating the projects. Now next field I wanted to add as a name, because that is again a mandatory fields when we are creating any projects. So here I will select the name, and post that we have to add the name as well. So Jira admin session 5. Hope that will not throw an error. Now, next important part is project template key. So this template key, you will get it from here as well. From the Jira template key, you can just search project templates. Whenever you will select this, right, just scroll down. You will have all those project templates are available here. Think or maybe you can just search on Google about all the project Jira project templates. You'll definitely find out some of the documentations, templates for REST API. There are multiple options are available from where you will get the templates, which all templates are exist. And even if you wanted to get the template name, you can even fire the get command, and you will get all these existing templates within your project. So as of now I'm selecting this template key which is needed for my project creations. Next options I will include the project type key, because either we can select as a software or business depending on the templates. So I will just try to keep add this as well. So here, project type key, which includes the business, and after that I will add URL where I wanted to create it. So here in double quotes it's URL, and post that this will be highlighted. That's it, our curly brace will be already closed, and we are good to send the post request. So whenever I'll click on send, it will create a project for me and give the project ID into the response. By using this project ID, you can see this project data will be available into UI board as well. So without UI interactions, we can create projects directly with the REST API call itself. If you want, even we can just refresh this page, and this page's project is available for me. See this, we had just created now with the company managed project, and that was the business template. As of now we don't have any data as such, because we have not created any projects, sorry, any issue types. That's the reason it's blank. But if you will add the data, you'll see those data also when you will do the get method. So my project ID is 10387. So here I will just add 10387 and send this request. Sorry, it was showing post. We have to send get method. See, whatever informations we have provided, it's showing the same thing. ID, key, descriptions, lead, and everything. So there might be a question in your mind where we can use this part. So sometimes when we are working with the clients, they might not provide you a UI interface to create a project, or maybe if we are doing some integrations, and from the integrations point of view, it will not give you access of UI interface where we can you can create a projects. That's where you can use it. Along with that, if you are building automations in the automation as well, uh, in project automation as well, when we are using send web request, normally it creates the projects. This also help you to create a multiple issue as well. So these type of instances will help you to create these type of or to create these type of projects, issue types, issue resolution fields, and everything, which will be helpful for you to quickly do any of those operations. Any questions so far?
Hey Deepak, this is Rakesh again.
Hi
So
Rakesh.
basically, yeah. So many times we observe like when we run this API through URL, it shows limitations in the records. So we have around 600 plus projects, but like when we run to find out the list of the projects, it gives some 50 records, only the first 50 records. So do you have any some alternative or some solution on that?
I think there is a limit configurations in the backend side of it, where whenever sending the request, right, the maximum number of output will be generated, and even API calls is also having some limitations. So we cannot fire the n number of requests because still in the development phase. But I think 50 is not a maximum count, right? So that we can set it up between the backends, from the backends, I mean.
Okay, so backend you mean from the application side?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can increase the number. So
Mhm.
I did not remember the exact count till how many numbers we can keep it, but definitely 50 is not a maximum number so far. So we have to change those numbers, and once you'll save it, again, if you'll request us the same thing, you get a response.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, no questions. Proceeding further. Now, this we have done for the creation of project itself. Now, if you wanted to create issue types, features, these all things, even you can do it by using these methods. See, it's not always suggested to use everything what is available into the documentation. Even you can go ahead with the minimum data. The more fields you add, it will give you more descriptive informations which will be included into your project itself. So this documents, it's very vast, and uh, keeps updating or keeps checking in information. If something is failing, it doesn't mean like there is a issue in the applications. Might be Atlassian has updated those links, because they keep changing the URL because of the project requirements or because of the security aspects. So if something is failing, it might be your application issues, or it might be they have updated the URL, or might be because your credentials got expired, right? So there could be a various reason behind it. So whenever you have the automations running, try to revisit it, check it on the regular basis. Otherwise, if any failures will happen, then see it, or try to find out the root cause. After that, hmm. Okay, so I was talking about one more thing into the automations, right? So here, when we'll go to the system, so global automations, creating rules from the scratch. So here, web send. Okay, sorry, trigger first we have to do. Yeah. So I was talking about this. So exactly same way how I did it into the postman, same URL you have to add it for post, whichever options you want you can just use it. Along with that, here you have to add custom data, and the exactly same body we have to paste it. So the same body which I added it here, sorry, here. So exactly same body we have to copy and paste it for the automations. But in content type, we always have to add three things. One is content type, then the second is authorizations. Always this authorizations will not work, we have to convert it. And for getting the converted or encrypted or masked ID or password, I mean, sorry, not ID, masked password, we will get it from the headers whenever we'll send the request, right? If here there's one settings which we have to enable it, show the hidden informations. Yeah, from here you'll get authorizations. To try to copy this one and paste it to there, this is the mask token which you have to use it for making your automations running. This direct authentications will not work because Atlassian is trying to keep or protect your informations which is exist in your environments, and that's the reason they always expect from your side to first do the masking, and once the masking password is done you have to store it there. It will not directly take your API tokens in that. So that was the one way. There are the multiple other ways also available which you can mask it. Other applications are also available, but from the easiest point of view, you can send out one request, whichever authorizations token you will get it as a masked version, you can use it for running your automations. So once you'll add it, and when you'll click on next and save this automations always try to create your project using REST API calls. See, here uh, there's a two benefits you'll get it when you're using creation of projects by using some actions. I mean, Atlassian provided actions in the automations. When you're using that, what happened, you'll end up using the same name or end up keeping the same name. Sometimes in some of the fields it is not allowing you to keep the dynamic values, but here when we are creating with the REST API, you'll add your dynamic value as well. So these are the purpose. Rest all is self-explanatory. I totally understand everything is not possible to cover it within one sessions, but if you need any other sessions to be planned, we'll definitely try to plan it for the future as well. So just trying to keep it simple so that you can learn something, as well as based on the request we'll again plan for the other sessions on the REST API. But if you have any queries, questions, or any feedbacks, feel free to share with us. So that's all from my side. If you wanted to learn more or you wanted to upgrade yourself on the REST API part, as I already mentioned, I've created close to 64 videos. So feel free to refer it. Might be it will be helpful for you. And along with that, you'll have this REST API web page or documentations from the Atlassian side. You can refer that as well. Till then, if you have any questions, I will be happy to take it.
Hey, Deepak, this is Rakesh again.
Yeah,
So
Rakesh.
as this topic of this REST API, even though app is not part of this, but just wanted to have one quick query, if someone can answer. Basically, we are migrating some projects from one instance to other,
Yeah.
cloud to cloud migration, and then it has a separate scale test cases. There is a process like import export thing which only migrates test cycle sorry test cases, but test cycles, test plans, and those are not getting migrated through import export thing. They have suggested REST API things, but there is no support at all from the Zapier skill side also, and from Atlassian side also. Atlassian is saying like it is a third party app, so they will support, but like Zapier skill is saying we don't have any option. So through REST API, is there any possibility or anyone has done that, like taking complete data and then export and then import into the migrated instance?
Maybe others might have other options, but I tried with the using backup and restore mechanisms, right? Maybe Piyush can intervene if he has used any end-to-end REST API migration thing, or anyone else who can share their thoughts.
So, Rakesh, which app you said?
And separate scale test cases.
Okay. So the thing is, eventually, see, any kind of plugin has their own storage, has their own process, has their own mechanism, right?
Mhm.
Now, obviously, Atlash is not going to interfere. This, it should be Zipscaler's API call that you have to invoke. Okay, because the test case and everything are part of a Zipscaler, right? So you cannot add something on the Jira side. But again, there are few possibilities. Now let's say I'm telling you the end goal. If the data cannot be done via the API, okay, what you can do is you can try to mimic the configuration from one end and try to import. Let's say there's a test case ID in your previous instance x hyphen 123. Then you have in your instance as well. But there are few of the data that you cannot migrate. Likewise, you said test cases are being installed. It could be anything else. Okay, or it could be which test plan it was a part of, right? So in those cases, you
Mhm.
have to actually export the data from your source, okay, in some form, probably CSV, and then probably you can use CSV to try to check whether this X hyphen 123 was part of which plan. So you have to tag that. Now the thing is, I haven't used Zipscaler. Uh, Probably if you want, I can make a check on that, and then probably I can get back to you. But obviously for the X-rays and Zephyr, the vendor itself work on such kind of migrations. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yes.
we have connected with them, but like they have raised hand. I'm not sure. They
No,
said they have limitations. Yeah.
no, there's a reason because that's because it's not that app would have everything. Okay. For
Mhm.
example, to be clear, right? I said the name of X-ray. I said the name of Zephyr as well, right? If you go with X-ray, X-ray data center has many much more of the API call that you can integrate and that you can perform changes. At the same time, X-ray Cloud has only 50% of the functionality of APIs that those are in data center, right? So it's like they're the
Mhm.
same vendor, the same app, but they actually provide different sort of APIs in data center versus cloud. Same thing happens with a Zscaler. They may not have that much of you can see for the change log or something. But at the end of the day, if the APIs are not present, even Atlassian cannot do it. I have something
Mhm.
for you actually that you can do. Okay. So what you can do,
Sure.
uh, you you know about the Chrome or any browser inspect element option where you can inspect and see the network logs.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you are on the Zipscaler on the cloud A instance, the source instance, right? Try to check it out. What kind of network API it's calling? What are the post functions when you try to create or update something? Try to capture
Mhm.
those. Okay. And if those APIs are not there in the Zipscaler API list, they have some APIs, beta or dev APIs that they are not invoked to any other instance. Try to use those. Okay, so be clear, there are a number of APIs that has not started as experimental thing, but I can see some of the APIs in the console network tab. So this is some kind of tweak in the APIs call that you can do. try to check on that one as well. You may find some
Sure.
API which is not there in at their instance, but you can find in the console, and then probably you can reutilize it. Try to update or invoke something that may help.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I'll try that. Thanks.
And as Piyush rightly mentioned, right, some of might be because of the restrictions, or we don't have those privileges available in the applications. But mostly third-party applications provider is also having their premium plan, where they might ask some additional amount for the supports and all. But they do have, even Atlassian might have a similar type of approach, because mostly marketplace player are trying to make their customer happy. They do have the dedicated support team as well. So whenever we raise the request, they might come up with the support solutions. So that's how it works. But if the product itself is not having those type of features which you are trying to get it, then definitely you will not get a resolutions on that case. But you might have some alternatives or workaround to achieve it. Okay, any other questions?
Rakesh,
Any?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, Rakesh is something for you as well. So I'm pretty sure that your organization have already did an agreement with Zips right, since long term. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So check out the agreement details, how they have mentioned. They have mentioned that they will help on the cloud migration with end-to-end possibility they may not be. Check out that agreement.
Mm-hmm.
That does have something. If you cannot move the migration data, at least you can gain some amount from them. And this really happens in the IT world.
Sure, sure. Basically, for Jira, we have an enterprise version. From there, we are getting that support. But like, I'm not sure about the Zebra scale. I'll check on that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm still expecting many questions from you all because it's a API one.
I believe few of the folks is continuously answering those questions. Might be because of that. In chat, I can see a lot of questions, and I believe people has answered it. So
So I guess, Deepak, if you want, I can take few ideas that I can share to all.
yeah, sure.
Okay. So just idea number one. Like I said, you go. Okay. How many of you have enterprise version? Right. I guess most of them or all of them. Right. So for the enterprise version, okay. Now my question is, there's a service account created. How many of you actually use that service account thing for enterprise or non-enterprise for the Atlassian ecosystem? Okay, not for the enterprise as well, but basically who have used that service account feature, which is newly um, added right now.
Yeah, we have seen that, but still yet not implemented.
Okay, now I'll tell you one thing. Like I said in the starting, right, and what Deepak shared, right, when you create any kind of API with without any tokens, right, which is have full functionality, with that you can obviously go with that, let's say xyz.atlassian.net. Okay, straightforward, slash rest api to slash issues slash xyz. You can hit with that. But if you're having um, creating an api call with scopes, you cannot use your basic base url. Okay, that's one thing. For that you have a different api calls that you have to perform. So probably homework, probably I can say, uh, just joking. You guys can check out the how to create a call with API and without API scopes. So the whoever is going to make a check on this service account option, okay, those have different types of invoking method. This API call, that is slash, for example, create a issue, right? Slash issues slash rest API to slash issues. That thing remains the same, but the first part, which is your base URL, that differs for a token with scope and without scope. So that is one of the most important part. So if you're trying to, if you're thinking that service accounts are there for all the organization or everyone, right? If you're going to use that, you have to make sure that your end user is actually making a change to how to invoke it. That's the most important part. I'm not on system right now, but I could have shared my screen. But that's one thing. Something else, I have one more thing. Uh, you guys can actually create an inventory of different number of API accounts have you have probably I won't say API account, different number of API token that you have. Okay, like let's say if you have 500 API token in your organization that service account are using, eventually every API token has a limit of expiry date, right? So think about in this way. On the 5th of September, the API token got expired. No one knew about it because sometimes we do create a mailbox with the API token, right? Sorry, the API account have may not have mailbox, right? So you will never get to know about when the API token is going to get expired. So enterprise version has that functionality wherein you can get to know what API are going to expire. It's just that there you can get to know. But there, if you have the API call, you can try to create a script out of it. If anyone is using script runner, okay. If anyone is using a non different instance, right, you can create. There's a API call for service account, right? How many API token that your system using, and that does have start date, end date, and when was the last API token utilized. So in that perspective, you can actually create an inventory, and whenever the inventory is approaching, you can get to know that okay, this service account is getting an API token is getting expired in n number of days. So you have to make sure that that service account should have a new API token within place so that there is no service interruptions. Uh, if anyone want to know about much more on that, you can connect with me or Deepak. I can showcase how those system can be created.
Hey, Piyush, a very quick question on that. So you said like inventory we can do so that, but that API token are a personal tokens. So even though the org admin can check the expiry things for other users.
Yeah, right. They can do that. If it is a um, if you have a managed account or probably not managed account as well. If you have enterprise version, in enterprise version you have that API token option in the settings for security.
Hmm.
Over there you see that inventory list, right? You have you can do some sort of separate inventory, right? So let's assume that there is a engineering team, right? Engineering team have 5 service account. Okay, and they those service account are something that you have created using Okta or single sign-on. Those service account doesn't have a mailbox. Now the question is how you have to maintain that this service account has this API token will get expiring on this time. You have to do inventory on that one. Now the whole process can be automated as well. So there's a separate process. You can use that API calls, which is there in the admin section. If not, Atlassian has created a org admin level API call, wherein you can use that API call. You can export that data and import it into Confluence page or anywhere. Okay, so that not only your end user can also get to know that this service account is going to get expired on this time. So you actually get your users know that they have to be proactive as well, because to be frank, maintaining API is obviously a admin's work, but that is also for the owner's works as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to connect. If anyone has some kind of doubt on this one, you can obviously connect with Deepak or me.
Thank you, Piyush. I've already shared the LinkedIn profile for Sachin, myself, and Piyush. So feel free to reach out to us. We all three are Atlassian committee champions who always try to support everywhere from any social media platform. So I believe all the questions are answered. So if we don't have anything, maybe we can wrap up and feel free to doing good work. Try to share your knowledge and try to share about this event, share your feedbacks, any suggestions you have, so that we can come up with the more number of this type of series on Atlassian side of it. So that's all from today. Thank you all, and we'll see you in next session. That is session 6 on Rovo on coming Friday. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.